Hello everyone, it is Saturday the 15th, 2020. This is the first event of the socially distanced car show. Let's talk about this one first. I'm not going to get you on film because he's in a super secret agency and he can't be identified. No, go ahead, introduce yourself and tell me about the car, just a little bit, minute or so.
Right on. I'm Sean. I've had this car for about 4 years. It's an 01 Camaro with about 50,000 miles on it, and I've tried to keep it stock looking, but it's a lot of additions for power adding,
a lot of
supercharging.
Let's see the engine. Can you show us, can you tell us what kind of supercharging and things like that you've done with this? I made sure to not get you in the frame because I know you're super secret agency.
Super secret.
Oh,
I gotta run, but
before you go, I'm trying to get a little verbiage from everybody on their car. Oh, wow, that's very nice.
A lot of it's hidden. The supercharger's down low.
Supercharger.
8 pounds of boost. And,
how much horsepower?
so it is 525.
525. That's pretty high. That'll get up and dance.
It makes it fun.
That's good. Well, thank you so much for coming out. I know it's hot. I know you got some things that you need to do, but thank you so much for taking the time. Like the Pro Charger pre-cooler. What is that? Like
it just brings the two intercoolers
okay.
back together before it goes.
Very good. Well, thank you.
Pretty sound to it.
Thank you. Yeah, I can hear the whistle of it when you're driving down the road. It's very nice.
Mild.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Introduce yourself.
My name is Scott Hawkins. I just moved here a few months ago. It's a 2013 Maserati GranTurismo. It's got a Ferrari 459 V8 in it.
A Ferrari 459 V8.
It's my daily driver. I drive it every day. It's not a garage.
Excellent. Very nice. How much horsepower is this thing now?
It's got a fun amount.
Fun, enough to be fun, maybe a little more to be dangerous.
It's got enough.
Let me tell you, this is a beautiful car.
Thank you.
This is a beautiful car.
I appreciate it. It is like, you know, the Maserati GranTurismo is like a fine bottle of wine. It gets better with age. It gets prettier. Every year it just gets prettier. The older it gets.
This styling is really nice. It's really great.
If I didn't tell you it was a 2013, you wouldn't know this thing was 7 years old.
It's beautiful,
gorgeous,
really.
you know?
It really is. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
And keep posting, and I'll keep showing up, man.
Excellent.
I love looking at these beautiful cars.
Yeah, we had a good turnout.
Yeah.
You know, we got everything. We got Ford GTs. We got Ferrari GTOs. We got all kinds of stuff. We got Buick Grand National. We got a lot of cool stuff.
That is something else.
It's beautiful.
Oh my God.
Artwork.
All right, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care. Hello, introduce yourself.
Tom Kelly.
Tom Kelly. Tell us about your car.
Well, it's an 87 Buick Grand National. I've had a number of the cars. They're a lot of fun. It's a turbo V6.
Okay.
And it's on the regal body. They have special interiors.
Okay.
Also special wheels. They were only made from, well, 82 they made one. They dropped them in 83. They came back in 84 through 87. But the intercoolers were only available in 86 and 87, which made them run stronger ones.
Right. This is at that time that this came out, this was faster than the Corvette.
Big time. And they were all black. There was no options in colors. There were no options in interiors. Everything was the same.
Nice.
But there were a lot of options available that you could pay extra for, which this one has pretty much all of them.
That's very
except
nice.
the tops.
This is very nice, and you're keeping it original stock.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's beautiful. Oh, what kind of horsepower do these things make anyway?
Well, they call them 240.
Okay.
V6, but it's a turbo, so it actually horsepower to the rear wheel on a dyno would be around probably 310.
Okay. That's still fast.
Yeah.
Very
It'll
nice.
get the wheel spinning going across an intersection, I'll tell you that.
I'm sure. Excellent. Tom, thank you so much for coming out and sharing your car with us. You helped make this a good event. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anna, and this is my 76 Corvette Stingray. I bought it in April of 2020, a few months ago, and have done a lot of work to it. I work on it myself. I've replaced the rear shocks and put a new composite monospring in the back. I did a valve job, rebuilt the carburetor, put in an all-new cooling system, put in a vintage air AC system, all new ignition, and I'm trying to think of what else I've done to it. All power steering. Actually, it's technically it's power assist on this car.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So if you look at the components down there, you'll notice that they're a little bit different than your power steering components that you
Right.
normally see. But yeah, so it's power assisted steering, and it was in bad shape, so I've replaced all of that.
Nice.
Next up on the old replacement list is the transmission mount.
Okay.
That'll do tonight maybe. And then all around the suspension.
What's your favorite part about this car?
The interior. Probably.
Let's go see it.
Yeah.
Let's show us the interior.
So the interior is just very
It's really nice.
airplane-like. you
It's
know.
really nice.
I want to leave this open, but I don't want these to get burnt by the sun. You know?
Well, the driver's door is a shade side. Well, I wanted to hear the exhaust on this because I heard you rolling in. And it sounds like a good exhaust. Let's hear it real quick.
Okay.
That sounds good. That sounds really good. It's good. That sounds
good too. I know, right?
Well, thank you so much. Please introduce yourself.
My name's Chris. This is my 85 Thunderbird.
Tell us about the car.
Well, it's an 1184 build, so it's early 85, so there's some weird changeover stuff. On paper, I'm the third owner. I've got a bunch of records from the last owner. He owned it from 1986 to about 2018. The car changed hands a few times, and then it finally ended up in my hands, so on paper, it's third owner. Engine-wise, the car is pretty much stock. All I've done is a serpentine belt swap from an 87 to 88 Thunderbird. Late style AC compressor from a 91 and 93 Mustang. So I got rid of the garbage pancake compressor. I'm running it on, I had to get custom hoses built, parallel flow, condenser. I'm running on a computer duster. The suspension is tubular control arms. It's lowered on H&R race springs, Bilstein shocks and struts. It's pretty basic. I got a custom aluminum drive shaft.
But it is a turbo car.
It is a turbo car.
What kind of horsepower is this making?
I think stock it was 155.
So not huge.
No, but it has potential to make more.
Well, is that a 3.8 liter engine?
No, this is the 2.3 turbo. The 3.8 was in the Super Coupes in '89.
Right. I had a Super Coupe engine, which, by the way, fun fact, the 3.8 supercharged V6 that's used in the Super Coupe is also the same engine or similar engine used in the Jaguar XJ220.
I didn't know that.
It's a twin turbo V6 in the Jaguar XJ220 because that was at a time when Jaguar was owned by Ford.
That's right. Okay.
So, very cool. Well, thank you for bringing your car to the show,
Thank you, man.
and appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And introduce yourself.
My name is William Laurent, and I live in Sendas. And this is my Honda S2000. It's a 2002. I've added a supercharger to it. It's been turbocharged and had a centrifugal supercharger on it at different times, but I went to a positive displacement supercharger, and the kit has primarily been designed and built by me.
Very cool. Now, this has a lot of specialty stuff on it. What kind of output is this?
So in its current state, it's about 325 to the rear wheels. On the summer tune and on the winter tune, I pull fuel and add a bunch of pull timing or advanced timing, pull fuel and to lean it out, and I end up with a little over 400
At the wheels.
at the wheels.
That's really a lot for this smaller car.
Well, I also have to change a pulley on the supercharger.
Okay. But it's fantastic.
Bring the boost from around 8 or 9 psi up to for the winter tune up closer to 14 psi.
Nice. What's your favorite thing about this car?
I got to keep it in a divorce.
Yeah. Some people aren't so
Never
lucky.
getting rid of it.
Well, thank you. Do you want to start it up? Does it have a special sound to it? What do you? Let's see what it sounds like.
Sounds better when you're going down the road.
That's really not obtrusive at all. It's really nice. Smooth. That's moving. Things are moving. Wow. Very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, it won't go over 7,500 RPMs until it gets to a certain temperature.
Nice. Well, thank you. Tell me about what you brought.
I brought two vehicles. Let's start with the first one, the old one.
The oldest
Is that okay?
car. The oldest vehicle that you brought.
Both these vehicles I acquired from a good family friend,
Okay.
and both of these have been in storage for. The truck's been sitting in a garage in a barn since '95, and this has been in a pump house for the last 40 years. This was their dad's first toy. It's
Wow.
a 1926 Steelmaster pedal car.
Wow.
So I brought it out. I didn't drive it.
Very cool. What year is this?
It's a 1926.
1926 pedal car. Fantastic.
Dad was born in the late teens.
Very. It's in really good quality considering how old it is.
Yes, you can tell Dad took care of his
Absolutely.
toys and his vehicles, because this is his pickup truck. This is one of the last vehicles he owned. He's passed away. It's all original. It's a 1971 Chevy C10. It's got 122,000 miles on it.
Nice.
And I acquired it from the family. I rebuilt the carburetor, cleaned the fuel system, and fired right up.
Wow.
There's no rust on it, and unfortunately the only dent is where a deer ran into him, since this truck came from Colorado.
Right.
There's a lot of deer out there.
Well, every dent tells a story.
Yes, it does. That's its original.
Hold on. Yeah. So go ahead and I'm gonna hold on a second.
Okay.
You guys didn't stick around. I'm supposed to interview you. Get back in there.
Next time. Right, next show.
Okay.
When's the next one?
All right. Take care. I didn't get to interview him. That's okay.
Ferrari leaves in the sunset.
As a Ferrari leaves in the sunset.
Anyway, about the only thing I've got to add is it's all original. I've changed I put chrome bumpers on it,
Nice.
and I changed the steering wheel because the steering wheel was
Cracked.
corroded and cracked.
Right,
Other than
right.
that, there's no rust on it, and it's pretty much all original.
All original. Looks great.
And I've got a book full of all the original documentation.
Oh, looks great.
Since day one, every receipt.
Very
title,
nice.
Registration.
Well, it is a beautiful truck. Thank you for bringing it out.
Well taken care of, so I'm just a benefactor of that.
Well, you're a great caretaker. Thank you for bringing it.
Thanks for having me.
Hello. Please introduce yourself
Hi there, my name is Jeff.
and tell me what you brought.
I have an 81 DeLorean time machine.
Very cool. Very cool. Now tell me about the history of this car and how you came into the DeLorean stuff.
I started liking DeLorean when I saw the movie Back to the Future, obviously. Bought my first stock DeLorean about 10 years ago, and decided I needed a time machine, and picked this up 4 years ago, and now just work on keeping it updated, keeping it up to accurate,
Right.
as we can.
Now, are those strobe lights or something?
They are LEDs.
LEDs, and you have a fog machine in here?
I do. I have
Funny.
two.
Funny. What are your favorite things about having this car?
Seeing how it brings people back is nice. Letting people see it reminds me of how excited I would get to see them. I would always go to the Barrett-Jackson shows just to see a stock DeLorean, and it always made me really happy. So I just like being able to bring that to as many people as possible.
Right. Now you have a stock DeLorean and the movie replica.
Correct.
Of the two cars, which do you like the best?
The stock DeLorean I like for the car. The time machine is cool for the people that you meet. So they have both of their own perks.
Right. If you're going on a road trip?
No.
Neither, or just not this one?
Neither. I mean, I've driven one to California before, and
I've done that with mine.
It's
I didn't have any problem.
it's a trek. I would if I installed cruise control in mine, I'd probably be okay with it.
Okay.
But
Look, you can do that. They have that.
Yeah. I just haven't done it. So
Right.
that's the only thing. Like, my leg was tired by the end of that trip. Like,
Right. The trick is you got to dock your foot on the carpet, anchor it there, and just roll your ankle to it.
Yeah, and just sort of
Yeah.
wedge it in there.
Yeah, you put it in and you just do that. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for bringing the car.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Hello, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Kimberly Pritchett.
Hi.
We came all the way from Peoria.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah.
Thank you.
We love coming out to the car shows and stuff.
Yeah, well, we haven't had a car show in the Valley in a long time.
Exactly.
This is the first one I've seen actually happen.
Yeah, right? And especially now that it's it's hot again. But
Yeah. So tell me about your car.
Well, as you can see, this is a Knight Rider replica, kit replica.
Very cool.
He's an '89 Formula, but he has he's fully looks like an '82 to '84. He's got an '82 back bumper and front fenders, and it's got the kit nose, of course.
Very nice.
And when I got the car, the outside was done. So me and my buddy did the dash and the electronics and that stuff. So it's we're still doing stuff with them.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. What are your favorites about having this car?
My favorites about it is seeing people's reactions to the car. Like
Yeah.
when I have it out and stuff, they're like, "Oh my God, this brings me back to my childhood." And
Yeah. Every kid in America wanted one of these.
yes.
Yeah.
Including me. I was 5 years old when this show debuted.
Yeah.
Too.
I think I was like 12 years old. I was like, I gotta have one of those.
Gotta have kids.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's the easy and what's difficult about owning a Knight Rider car?
The easy, I don't think there is an easy. Probably the easy is as you accomplish getting more things done with the car.
Wow.
But a Knight Rider car is a constant. You will always be doing stuff with it.
Right.
You
It's
know?
probably difficult to turn.
Actually, no. The steering wheel, no.
Steering wheel doesn't it doesn't hit your lap or anything?
No, luckily I don't have that problem. Like for taller dudes and stuff.
Tall people would have a
it'll
problem.
Definitely, yeah.
Hit the
then
leg.
A knee knocker and stuff, but no, luckily not me. I don't know how Hasselhoff,
Well, he's like
did it.
6 foot something.
He's 6'4", so I know
Yeah.
he probably had the seat all the way back.
Okay. So you're gonna do top console, and what else you got going on with this?
I'm waiting for my top console to come in, and then I got to wire this up, just power it up.
So it makes telephone noises?
Well, I'm gonna put a tone generator goes in there.
Nice.
And I'm gonna have the rocker switches like turn on my fog lights, and I'll have
Nice.
another rocker switch when I get it. It'll turn on and off the console.
Nice.
All running off that second battery in the truck.
Two batteries.
Two batteries.
And you this made some noise earlier. Could you make some noise?
I am the voice of Night Industry 2000's microprocessor, KITT for easy reference, a kit if you prefer.
That's funny. That's hilarious. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
I
welcome.
appreciate you coming out.
No
Thank you.
problem. Yeah, we'll be back. You'll see us.
Excellent. Thank you. Hey, introduce yourself, please.
Hey, my name is Rick. You want the full name? His last name is Rowe. I'm a retired firefighter from Williams Air Force Base, and this is what I do with my spare time.
That's awesome. Tell me about this vehicle.
It's a 1957 Chevy pickup that has been in the family since 2010. My grandson first saw it when he was in the Marines at a car show at Big Bear.
Oh, wow.
We saw it for 2 years straight at the same car show, and I told him now is the time to make an offer. It's been there for 2 years. So he did. He bought it while he was in the Marines. And of course he borrowed the money from me because I'm grandpa. And he bought the car. And after he got out of the Marines, he found out starting a family and having a classic car just don't work. So he sold it to me. I got it in 2012 and I tore it all apart. This isn't what it looked like in 2012.
Okay.
And I took every body panel off and had it painted. Took it down to the frame, rebuilt the engine. The engine's a 400 out of a 72 Chevelle.
Nice.
I put a 700 R4 trans in it. Put vintage air, disc brakes, power steering, positive traction, new radiator.
Very nice.
That's pretty much it.
Very nice. Looks great. Fantastic. Fantastic.
I just had the interior done by Arizona Hot Rods. Most of the mechanics was done by Glenn Gibbons of Apache Junction. Restorations. What I couldn't do, I sent out to him.
Nice.
Of course, I put rally wheels on it.
Oh, you got side pipes coming out.
And I got side pipes that are Chevy bow ties.
Nice. Let's crank this up. I want to hear this.
Okay.
Oh, nice. The bed is beautiful. Look at that. Fantastic.
I relocated the gas tank in the back.
Okay.
So there's no gas tank behind the seat.
Nice.
This is German weave floor mats and carpet.
Nice.
Italian leather seats. Vented Italian leather.
Nice.
So it don't burn your butt when you sit down.
Very good. That's quite a lopey cam. Give it some gas.
Like cam.
Yeah. Very nice. That sounds good.
It rides good.
Very cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice talking.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning. My name is Ed Boblet.
And tell us about your car.
My car is it's a continuation car, I guess you call it, of the 1966 Ford GT40 Mark II that won at Le Mans, finishing first, second, and third. Ford went to Le Mans 4 years in a row to beat Ferrari, and they did. This was the first year, 1966. This car is built in South Africa by a company called Superformance, which is a subdivision of Hillbank. They build about 10 of these a year for worldwide sales, and they are what they call a rolling chassis. A rolling chassis is something you can push around but has no engine, transaxle, or clutch in it. So these are shipped around the world with no tariff or tax on them because they're not a completed automobile. You get to also choose the engines or the power plant you could put in this. This particular chassis could put a 289, a 302, 351, or a 427 Ford engine in it, or a Roush or a Coyote. They're built to handle all of those engines. This car has the big all aluminum 427 Ford racing engine with Weber carburetors on it. My wife, by the way, bought this car as a surprise on my 75th birthday. That's why the number 75. I've owned the car 7 years, and I take it to car shows and cruise-ins, and I let women and kids sit in it. Not all the way. They get to sit on the edge of the gas tanks inside the door frame, and then I give the kids a Hot Wheel. I've given out about 4,000 Hot Wheels the last 3 summers, but it's a major toy. It's fast, rated about 207 miles an hour supposedly, but I've only driven at 70 because you might be a policeman.
Let's take a look around this car. Tell me what your favorite parts about this car are. What's your favorite driving experience or your just ownership experience with this car?
I don't know if it's my favorite, but I'm driving down the freeway and I get a lot of people that pull up beside me that are not watching or driving. They're taking my picture and giving me a thumbs up, but both hands are being used for other than driving their own car. So I get a lot of that, but it's just a fun car, especially for kids, because a lot of them have seen the movie Ford versus Ferrari, and this is the exact type of car that was used in the movie because it is a 1966.
It's beautiful. And this is exactly what it would have been, except for the gear shift position. This is beautiful.
They make these in a right-hand drive. Dan Gurney, one of the Ford drivers, was 6'4" and couldn't sit in here and close the door. So they just put a bubble in the top of the driver door
Nice.
for Dan Gurney's helmet in his head.
Nice.
But he was one of the drivers. Back in 1966, they ran these for about 200 miles an hour for 24 hours.
Wow.
And there were only 2 drivers. Today, in the same 24-hour race, there are 4 drivers.
Wow.
Well, I'm sorry, 3 drivers, but they have to drive a minimum of 6 hours and 15 minutes. I don't think there was any regulation in 1966. It was just 2 drivers, 200 miles an hour for 24 hours.
I don't think many things were regulated in 1960.
Well, yeah, I don't think so either.
So is it 40 inches to the roof or to the top of the bubble?
It's 40 inches at the top of the roof because not all of them come with a bubble. The Gurney bubble is an option,
Okay.
add-on. It's 40.5, therefore the name came GT40.
40,
Now
yeah.
in 2005 and 6, they came out with an updated version of this car. It's called a Ford GT. They're not allowed to use the Ford GT40 name. That was sold, or that was that right was bought by a guy named John Adair. Anyway, John Adler.
John Adler. Okay.
He lives in Scottsdale in the winter, and he came to Pavilion, and he described my entire car for me. He said this is actually better than the original race cars in that they same monocoque chassis, but they put air conditioning in here, and they also have new brakes. This car does not have 1966 brakes.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, they made some upgrades to it, so it's actually a little better car than the
Is
original.
the chassis and suspension design the same as the original, or is it modern geometry?
Everything's the same.
Everything's the same.
Everything's the same.
Fantastic. Such a beautiful
One thing
car.
that is a little different, the gas tanks in here are not as large as the original Ford GTs. These are about 22 gallons. The originals were close to 40 gallons.
Does this have 1 tank or 2 tanks?
2 tanks. Both feed exactly, it's the same body panels, so it's got 2 feeds, one on each side going into each tank, but they interfeed each other.
Okay, because so they stay balanced.
That's
and
correct.
each tank is 22 gallons?
No, in the original race car, the whole car held 44, I believe. This car holds 22.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for bringing this. Thank you for coming to my event.
Sure.
And hopefully we'll see you again next time.
Looking forward to seeing you.
do a walk around. We'll go inside. Lunchtime. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Anna, and this is my 1976.
You can wait. You want to wait till that thing goes into a retake?
Yeah.
I'll edit that.
That's a pretty little, looks like a Beechcraft Baron.